And as you can see in the tail of the tape, Elvis Caiçara at 26, and so is Cristiano Billy. A little height advantage for Cristiano Billy. Cristiano Billy overweight a little bit. You know, he got over a little more than a pound. Cristiano Billy being a Muay Thai specialist and Elvis Caiçara a Jiu-Jitsu specialist.
Vamos agora ao segundo combate de hoje. Luta de MMA, categoria peso leve. Luta com 3 rounds de 5 minutos. Eu apresento o primeiro lutador do corner azul. Lutador com 3 vitórias, 1 derrota, 26 anos, 1,80 m de altura. Pesou 71 quilos, 200 gramas. Representando a equipe TFT da cidade do Rio de Janeiro, Cristiano. E o seu adversário do corner vermelho, lutador com 5 vitórias, 1 derrota, 26 anos, 1,76 m de altura, pesou 70 quilos, 400 gramas. Representando a equipe Evolução Thai da cidade de Curitiba, Paraná, Elvis Caiçara! O árbitro responsável pelo combate, Anderson Feliciano.
And there we have Andrew Feliciano, which will be in charge of the actions in the Future MMA Decagon. Second bout of the night here live from São Paulo, Brazil. Future MMA 11, the first edition of the organization this year. A lot of big emotions for you guys, so stay tuned. Second bout of the night is underway. Both athletes in the middle of the Decagon. Elvis trying to take that center of the cage. Billy using those leg feints. Let's see who takes the initiative of this bout. Good outside leg kick by Billy.
I think Elvis, you know, is a good movement, going down. Just put a little bit confused his opponent.
Exactly, good outside leg kick by Elvis Caiçara. And another one, Billy trying to get him back with the same leg kick. Elvis Caiçara taking the middle of the Decagon. Billy moving around, fancy footwork. Outside leg kick attempt. Billy slipping away at the right time. Good jab to the stomach there by Elvis Caiçara. Elvis Caiçara, Cristiano, looking a little bit more comfortable since the beginning of this bout.
Yeah, man. I think Caiçara, his background is a Muay Thai background, so he's more comfortable. And Elvis tried to just use his stand-up game to close the distance, you know.
Exactly. Elvis Caiçara doing a very good job of maintaining himself in the center of the cage. Makes things easier. Good outside leg kick. You know, those outside leg kicks to the calf, they really injure you during the fight. I mean, your legs start swelling up. It starts getting more difficult to move around.
And it's hard. You start get that kick in the beginning of the fight because you have 2 more rounds going on, you know?
Exactly, and we can see that Elvis Caiçara is putting all the strength that he has in every punch that he throws. That can be good, but that can also be dangerous. I mean, if he doesn't have a big enough gas tank, he can gas out because he's throwing strong punches in the air. Cristiano Billy still trying to find the open spots there on Elvis Caiçara. Back leg kick attempt, defended by Caiçara. Another jab to the belly.
This is a kind of fight. In any moment, you can be have a knockout, you know.
Exactly, like we said. I mean, both fighters are putting all the power at the end of that glove. Caiçara going for those punches and immediately closing in, putting Billy on the cage. Let's see how well Billy can move around on that cage and not get taken down. And also, let's see how efficient Caiçara can be putting pressure on the cage.
Now they try to put his wrestling game on it, you know, the cage game.
Exactly. The cage fight is always a very difficult kind of fight because you got to have really good cardio in order to keep the good pressure during so long. You can see he's going for the takedown, but Billy is doing a really good job of maintaining his hips heavy on the cage. He went for that sacrifice takedown, he's already immediately taking that back. He's got to put those hooks in, Cristiano. I mean, you being a black belt, what's the best option for Caiçara right now?
Caiçara, I think he just put his elbow over his opponent's face and try to get exactly like he did it right now, you know.
He's got to keep both hooks in, keep the hips heavy. He's trying to put that kind of pressure, but Billy immediately getting out. Let's see how things are going to play out here in the center of the decagon. Billy had his back on the cage, coming out of the cage strong. Caiçara very aggressive, always walking forward, always striking, changing levels, kicks and punches. A little bit more secure. A little bit over 1 minute left here to the end of the first round. Both athletes putting up a good fight up to now. Let's see what's going to happen. Hook attempt by Billy. Another outside leg attempt. Caiçara going in for the shoot. She shot in for that double leg. Billy defended it very well.
Nice try to, you know, but good defense from Cristiano, you know.
Exactly. Cristiano Billy was putting pressure immediately, turned over by Caiçara, which is showing a very, very solid cage game. Keeping the pressure, using his knees, which is more important, is putting his head on his opponent's chin, which helps keep the control on the cage.
It's nice control. I think in his first round, Caiçara show, you know, how you have to do and stand up, you know. He conserved himself, but
whoa, good leg, right hand by Cristiano Billy, 10-second bell. Let's see how this is going to play out. Cristiano Billy trying to take the advantage here in the end of the first round, and that's it. Wow. Cristiano, I mean, that was a hard first round because we had Caiçara putting pressure the entire first round. In the last 10 seconds, Billy rocked Caiçara. I mean, in your opinion, who took this first round? That was a tough first round.
Yeah, but I think Caiçara, you know, have the 90% of the control of the first round. But in 10 seconds, you see how MMA can be incredible, you know.
Exactly.
Almost, you know, got the knockdown. But I don't think they changed the face of the first round. I think Caiçara stand 9.
Exactly. As you can see in the replay, that's brought to you by Private Internet Access. And as our commentator Cristiano Marcelo said, in his views, 10-9 for Elvis Caiçara, a very, very close first round, which also brings us a very promising second round. Let's see how these two fighters are going to come back. And more importantly, let's see how Caiçara is going to come back after he got rocked in the end of that first round.
I think if Cristiano coming do a pressure of beginning of the second round right now, I think he have a chance of do something huge, you know, because if you can see Caiçara look a little bit tired.
Yes, and I mean, depending on how much that rocked him, he might not even have listened to what his corners had to say, which happens. I mean, your brain just got shook up in your head. Good overhand left attempt by Caiçara. Billy looking for that same opening that almost knocked Caiçara out at the end of the first round. Good stiff jab by Billy. Caiçara still moving forward. Good outside leg kick defended by Billy.
Both coming very active in this beginning of the second round, you know.
We can tell that Billy has more solid combinations. He's throwing 1-2s and he's throwing jabs and hooks with the same hand. And Caiçara appears to be more of a power shot guy, a guy that wants that one-punch knockout. I don't know how efficient that could be for him, but it's definitely playing out very well.
Yes, this is very dangerous, you know. He can finish the fight in just one punch.
Exactly. Elvis Caiçara moving forward once again, trying to put Billy on the cage. It worked for him in the first round. He tried to be smart, but Billy immediately got out. I mean, a guy that trains at TFT, you know, with guys like Thiago Marreta and company, you know that this guy has tough training partners, so you can expect a lot out of him.
No, you can see that he's very comfortable. Doesn't matter what happened. Doesn't matter the pressure of Caiçara put on him. He's still, you know, his face doesn't change.
Exactly. He's very, very composed. Caiçara throwing some very nasty leg kicks. Billy taking it like a man. Meanwhile, But, let's see how that's going to affect him in the long run. Caiçara feinting and throwing that high right leg kick. Jab to the body by Caiçara, trying to close in, looking for those strong, powerful hooks. I mean, Billy doesn't seem too worried about those left hooks.
No, incredible. His face doesn't change.
Exactly.
But you can see in the Caiçara's attack, he doesn't change his face. But if you see Cristiano in the time he's using his boxing, Caiçara is a little bit disrespecting his hands,
Exactly. Caiçara, he looks like he's just wilding it out and throwing some wild punches. Billy definitely looking a lot more composed. Let's see. I mean, how he can still stay composed. Billy, there's gonna have to be a time in this fight when he has to step up the pace. Caiçara looking a little bit more tired now, Cristiano.
Yeah, because like you say, he do everything the time he kicks, he do everything the time he's grapple, he do everything the time he's punch. So you just spend a lot of energy in the time you do that every time,
Exactly, and adrenaline plays an important part in gassing you out. So he's walking forward, but he's not inflicting as much damage as he was in the first round. Flying knee attempt by Caiçara, that overhand right, left connected. But Billy he's just so composed. That's what's amazing me right now. Very composed, good combinations. You can see that he's got some good foot movement. Now he's aiming for those body shots.
But I think the posture Billy put right now is not good for him, for the judges, because this is the fight coming to the end. It's not gonna happen. You coming back, walk back. It's not good. He had to come forward a little bit.
Exactly. 1 minute and 20 seconds left to the end of the second round of the second bout of Future MMA. Good left hand by Caiçara. Billy slipping away at the right time. But Caiçara, besides not connecting all of his strikes, he seems to be more efficient.
Yeah, of course, man. He cannot just wait for the end of the round to attack.
And it looks like Billy felt that leg kick. I mean, when he kicked, his foot was glued to the mat, so that must have really hurt. Let's see how that's going to affect him. And a very powerful kick by Caiçara. 45 seconds to the end of the second round. Caiçara still moving around, trying to pressure, throwing those very heavy hands like we've been saying. He's been doing that since the first round. Looks like it gassed him out a little bit. Now he's attempting that takedown. Let's see how well Cristiano Billy is as far as takedown defense. Good cage fight there. Elvis Caiçara immediately putting Cristiano Billy back to the cage, keeping that important pressure. Both hooks in. 10-second bell to the end of the second round. Caiçara still putting pressure. Another close round coming to an end. And that's it. Cristiano's second round is in the books.
Yeah.
Maybe an easier round.
A little bit of dance in the end of the round, but I really believe Caiçara won this round too. 10-9 for him. He more aggressive. Have the time the fight is in the cage, at the fence, he has the more the control. So I really believe it's 10-9 for him.
Okay, and Bravo QA bringing that replay of the second round. And as Cristiano Marcelo said in his opinion, 2 rounds up for Elvis Caiçara. Cristiano, how important is it for a fighter that's 2 rounds down, losing the 2 rounds, how important is it for him to come back mentally strong?
For Cristiano, he has to come back very aggressive, give everything he has, for try to win the fight. For Caiçara, he can control the fight, he can think more for the third round, because he knows he win
the first two.
The first
exactly.
two.
I agree. Third round underway. Elvis Caiçara versus Cristiano Billy in the lightweight division. The second bout of Future MMA 11, the first edition of the organization in 2020. Both fighters exchanging punches. Elvis Caiçara still being very aggressive in the beginning of this third round. Like Cristiano Marcelo said, Billy has to come back more aggressive. He might have lost the first 2. If he wants to take the W home, he has to show something more. in this third round.
But I think Caiçara, he don't wants to go to the judges' hands. Doesn't matter if he won the first 2 rounds, you know?
Exactly. And what I just noticed, Cristiano, is that Billy looks to have that karate base. Those, low guard and quick, nice spinning fists by Cristiano. Billy, Elvis Caiçara still circling around. High leg left kick attempt. Another shot to the body. Caiçara just doesn't stop moving forward. I mean, he's a man on a mission. Cristiano Billy with his back close to the cage. I don't think it's a good place to be, being said that Caiçara showed a very, very strong and solid cage game. Elvis Caiçara moving around, taking the start of the match, going for those hooks, and Billy says, you know what, didn't connect, bring some more. Good outside leg kick by Cristiano Billy, and Caiçara just doesn't stop moving forward. He's a tank. Good counter left by Elvis Caiçara. Cristiano Billy appears to be a little bit more tired now. Trying to move around. Right leg kick attempt by Cristiano Billy, but Elvis Caiçara just doesn't stop moving forward. I mean, that just shows how much he wants this fight, Cristiano.
If Cristiano wants to win the fight, he have to do everything right now, before the last 2 minutes.
Exactly. 3 minutes left to the end of the bout. Elvis Caiçara versus Cristiano Billy. Things still heating up. Elvis Caiçara moving forward constantly. Nice knee attempt by Cristiano Billy. If that would have connected, that would have been right on the button. Cristiano Billy is playing it smart because he sees that every time that Elvis goes in for that body shot, he puts his head very low. So that knee would come in at the right time. Nice overhand right by Elvis Caiçara.
This is dangerous in the time you put your head too much down, because the uppercuts can be coming, the knee can coming, so you have to do with very careful.
Exactly, I agree. Elvis Caiçara, moving forward, has to be a little bit more cautious about what kind of strikes he's throwing. Billy is being smart. He's trying to counter with intelligent shots. But Caiçara has a lot more volume. Cristiano Billy has to pick up the pace. We're 2 minutes to the end of the bout.
I think for Cristiano right now, the time is start to be his enemy. He has to come forward and try to knock him out, his opponent,
Exactly. Elvis Caiçara moving a lot around, but he's connecting at least one shot at every 5 or 6 that he's throwing, and that's definitely making the difference up until now. Billy is trying to be smart, but he's not throwing the right shots. He's waiting too much, and the time is not in his favor right now. The clock is ticking, 1 minute and 30 seconds left. He's got to pick up the pace if he wants to win this bout. Good overhand right by Elvis Caiçara, immediately closing in, going for that takedown. Cristiano Billy flipping him over right away. Elvis Caiçara with his back on the cage, already turned it over, and now Elvis Caiçara is where he wants to be, putting that cage pressure. A little over 1 minute left. Cristiano Billy is not in a good place right now. I mean, Cristiano Marcelo, what is an option for Cristiano Billy at this moment?
Try to escape over there from there, and go to striking, because he don't have too much time. If he go to put it down and put it to the ground and start a jiu-jitsu game, it's gonna be a lot of time. Have a lot of time to do that. So have to split that and try to striking and knock him out to his opponent.
Exactly. I mean, if you can do all of that in 45 seconds, that would take enough and get his arm raised. But Elvis Caiçara is also conscious of that. He knows he's got 30 seconds left, and if he can keep the fight there, he most probably will have his hand raised. Cristiano Billy turning him around. Elvis Caiçara going for that takedown from the back.
It's the safe way to win right now. Stay over there,
Elvis Caiçara already on the back, going for that takedown. 10 seconds left to the end of the bout. Looks like things are going to end there in the eyes of Cristiano Marcelo.
I really believe Caiçara won the fight, 3 rounds in his favor. So I really believe that he fights smart, he did well. He used the cage control. Every time he tried to go forward, and I really believe his hand's gonna be up today.
Exactly like Cristiano Marcelo said, 3 rounds to 0, a 30-27 bout. Let's see what the judges thought of that. You know, we had a very, very fast first fight, a second fight that went to 3 rounds, so we can definitely expect a lot to happen during the night. I mean, good fights.
Like I say, man, Future today is the huge event in Brazil. For you be here, you have to be prepare yourself for war. So I really believe that. Let's see what's gonna happen, man. But I really think Caiçara win the fight. Now he's talking to his family. Probably everybody watching him. Nice overhand.
E vamos ao resultado oficial do segundo combate de hoje. Após 3 rounds de 5 minutos, os 3 juízes pontuaram 30-27, declarando o vencedor por decisão